Hello and welcome to the Sleepy Physicist. Greetings and welcome to the Sleepy Physicist. I'm so glad you've made your way here tonight. I'm so glad you have found your way here tonight. Whether you are tucked beneath warm blankets, leaning back in a quiet chair, or simply letting your mind wander as you prepare for rest, this space is made for you. This space is designed just for you, whether you're cozy in bed, settled in a comfortable chair, or simply allowing your thoughts to drift as you get ready for sleep. Tonight, we will take a gentle journey into something both vast and strangely intimate. This evening, we'll embark on a calm exploration of a concept that is both immense and surprisingly personal. The possibility that our universe is not the only one. We'll consider the possibility that our universe might not be the only one that exists. Before we begin, I should tell you I have tried my very best to make this story deeply calming, but there is always the small danger it may be a little too interesting. Before we start, I want to let you know that I've done my utmost to make this story soothing, though there's a slight chance it might be a bit too captivating. If it keeps you awake for a while, I hope it will at least be in the most peaceful way possible. If you happen to stay up a little later, my hope is that it will be in the most tranquil way imaginable. If you find comfort in these moments we share, I would be ever so grateful if you gave the video a quiet like or subscribe for more soft science journeys like this. If you enjoy these shared moments, I'd be so grateful if you would quietly like or subscribe to the video for more peaceful scientific explorations. It helps more sleepy minds find their way here. This helps others who are looking for a gentle way to wind down to discover this channel. And if you feel like leaving a whisper in the comments, tell me where you are listening from and how the night feels there. If you'd like to leave a quiet comment, feel free to share where you're listening from and what the night is like where you are. I love watching our little constellation of listeners grow across the map. It brings me joy to see our community of listeners spread out like a small constellation across the globe. You can also support these sleepy voyages through a super thanks or by joining the channel membership. You can also show your support for these calm journeys by using a super thanks or becoming a channel member. It truly helps keep this dreamlike library of science open for all who wander in. Your support genuinely helps me continue offering this tranquil collection of scientific ideas to anyone who happens to find it. Now, let's close our eyes a little to the noise of the day and open them to the quiet of the cosmos. So, let's now let go of the day's distractions and turn our attention to the stillness of space. You are floating in a space without wind, without weight. Imagine yourself drifting, feeling no breeze or gravity. Stars hang around you like lanterns on invisible threads. The stars are suspended all around you like distant lanterns on unseen strings. For a moment, you let yourself believe that this is all there is, one universe, one endless expanse of time and matter. For a moment, you allow yourself to believe that this is the sole reality, a single, infinite stretch of time and matter. But then a softer thought slips in, yet a different idea gently enters your mind. What if this is just one bubble among countless others? What if this is only one of an infinite number of bubbles? Physicists call this idea the multiverse. This concept is known as the multiverse among physicists, a collection of possible universes, each with its own rules, its own history, its own story. It's a group of potential universes, each with its own set of laws, its own past, and its own unique narrative. Some might look a lot like ours down to the shape of the mountains and the color of the oceans. Some could be very similar to our own, even having the same mountain shapes and ocean colors. Others might be wildly different with skies of green light, stars that burn blue in the daytime, or landscapes where life never began at all. In contrast, others might be completely unlike ours, with green skies, daytime stars that glow blue, or even worlds where life never had a chance to start. In your mind, you imagine our universe as a shimmering bubble floating on an unseen current. You picture our universe in your mind as a glittering bubble being carried along by an invisible flow. Around it drift other bubbles so far away that no light from them has ever reached us. Other bubbles float nearby, but they are so distant that their light has never been able to reach us. They are invisible, and yet the thought of them feels strangely real. Even though they are unseen, the thought of them feels surprisingly tangible. Perhaps they are made of the same cosmic breath that filled our own universe in its first instant. Maybe they were created from the same cosmic essence that brought our universe into being. Perhaps they are nothing like ours at all, or maybe they are completely different from us in every way. The journey begins with a question. Our journey starts by asking a question. Where does our universe end? What is the edge of our universe? If you travel as far as light can take you, you will find a horizon, a boundary set not by walls, but by time itself. If you could travel as far as light, you would encounter a horizon, a limit that exists not because of a physical barrier, but because of time. Beyond that edge lies a mystery. What lies beyond that boundary is an unknown. It is not emptiness in the way you might imagine an empty room. It isn't a void like an empty room you can picture. It is more like an unopened book, its pages sealed to us. It is more like a book we cannot open, with pages we are unable to access. And some believe that in those unseen pages are other universes written in different languages of physics. Some people think that those hidden pages contain other universes, each governed by different laws of physics. The thought is almost too large to hold, so you make it smaller. This idea is almost too big to comprehend, so you shrink it down in your mind. You picture a small, still pond in the early morning. Imagine a calm, small pond in the morning. The surface is unbroken until somewhere far across the water, another drop falls. The water's surface is perfectly smooth until a drop falls somewhere far away. Ripples move outward, but they never reach you. Waves spread from it, but they never reach your location. You cannot see the source, but you know it is there. The source is unseen, but you are aware of its presence. Our universe might be like that, one ripple among many. Our universe could be just like that, one of many ripples. Scientists have not proven the multiverse exists. The existence of the multiverse has not been scientifically proven. It remains an idea, a possibility that sits on the edge of our understanding. It is still a theoretical concept, a possibility at the very limit of our knowledge. But there are clues in the way the cosmos behaves, yet there are hints in how the cosmos acts. The theory of cosmic inflation, the idea that the universe expanded unimaginably fast in its first heartbeat, suggests that this expansion might not have happened just once. The theory of cosmic inflation, which proposes the universe grew at an incredible speed during its initial moments, suggests this process might not have been a one-time event. It could have been an endless process creating bubble after bubble, universe after universe. It's possible that this was a continuous process that created endless universes, one after another. You think about how small you are in this picture. You consider your own smallness within this vast concept, one person on one planet in one galaxy in one universe possibly among countless others. You are just one person on one planet in one galaxy within one universe, and there might be countless others. But the smallness does not feel frightening. However, your smallness doesn't feel scary. It feels like lying in a quiet field and watching the stars. It feels like lying in a calm field, gazing at the stars. You are part of something that stretches far beyond you. You are an integral part of something that extends far beyond yourself, yet you belong in it completely. Still, you belong to it in every way. The air in this thought world feels slow and warm. The atmosphere of this imagined world feels sluggish and comforting. Every question is allowed to linger without rush. All questions are permitted to remain unanswered for as long as they need to. What might it mean if there is another version of you somewhere in another universe? What would it mean if a different version of you existed in a parallel universe? Perhaps they are living a life just slightly different, reading a book you never picked up, walking a path you never chose, or perhaps they are nothing like you at all. Maybe they're living a life with minor differences, reading a book you didn't, or following a different path, or perhaps they are nothing like you in any way. Even in the stillness of your room, you can almost feel those other worlds like faint lights at the edge of your vision. Even in your peaceful room, you can almost sense those other worlds like dim lights at the edge of your sight. You cannot reach them, but you can imagine their glow. They are unreachable, but you can picture their light, and maybe that is enough for now. And perhaps, for now, that is all that is needed. The beauty of the multiverse idea is that it invites you to hold both certainty and wonder at the same time. The appeal of the multiverse concept is that it allows you to feel both a sense of certainty and a sense of awe simultaneously. We are certain of the universe we see. We are sure of the universe we can observe. We can measure its galaxies, trace its history, and watch its stars burn and fade. We can measure its galaxies, map its past, and observe its stars as they ignite and then disappear. But we can also wonder about the worlds that might exist beyond sight, knowing that the wondering itself is part of what makes us human. But we can also be curious about the worlds that may lie beyond our vision, understanding that this curiosity is a fundamental part of what it means to be human. You breathe in slowly, letting the idea of infinite universes drift through you like a tide. You take a slow breath, letting the idea of an infinite number of universes wash over you. You breathe out, letting go of the need for answers tonight. You exhale, releasing the need to find answers right now. The multiverse can wait. There is no rush to understand the multiverse. Somewhere far in the dark, the edges of our universe meet the unknown. Far away in the darkness, the boundaries of our universe meet what is unknown. And just beyond, perhaps another world begins. And it's possible that just past that point, another world starts, and that question of what lies beyond our cosmic edge is the doorway we will step through next into a place where our own universe takes shape in all its solitary beauty before we even imagine the others. This question of what exists beyond our cosmic boundary is the next step in our journey, leading us to a place where our own universe comes into focus with all its unique beauty, before we even consider others. You are still resting at the doorway we left open in the last chapter. You are still paused at the entrance we discovered in the last part of our journey, the one that looks out toward other possible worlds. This is the doorway that looks out onto other potential worlds. But before we step through, it feels right to turn back for a moment and take in the space we already call home. Before we go through it, though, it feels right to turn back for a moment and appreciate the place we already consider home.